Hello and welcome to week 1 of AC1110 Accounting Fundamentals. Before we actually take a look at the week, want to make sure we are getting into the first thing that we need to do, and that first thing is to get into Mcgraw Hills Connect. So remember that this is Moodle Rooms Connect. In order to get into Connect for this particular class, we need to go over here on the right hand side to Mcgraw Hill Connect. Mcgraw Hill is the publisher, Connect is the software. In order to register, make sure you watch this instructional video. If you click on that, it will open an instructional video that will walk through the process. Once you do that one time, you should be able to get in here every time, and it will look like this every time after the first time. You'll go into this screen, click on Connect, then you'll go into this screen. You'll have 5 weeks. We will be in week 1. If you select this triangle here, then you can get into the information and work through Connect in that way. So I'm going to go back to Moodle Rooms up top and go through the week 1 information. Now, much of the weeks will look the same, so it might take a little time to get used to all the information in the weeks per week. However, after we do it a few times, then it'll be somewhat routine after we get through the first couple weeks, and it'll be somewhat more routine once we go to other classes, because the Moodle shells at least will be looking much the same, and that will be that the objectives will be up top. I'll let you look through those. Introduction to Accounting. Topics will be here. We have the lessons. In this particular case, we're going to be looking at Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. We're going to spend more time on Chapter 1 than Chapter 2. Then next week, we'll continue on Chapter 2 and then start Chapter 3. And then you'll have this information down here. These are going to be instructional videos. So if you click on these icons, it'll take you to that web page we looked up before. They're housed on the web page. They are also housed on a YouTube channel. I highly recommend taking a look at this ebook and the storing data here, and that will help you to see how to get through the reading, how to utilize the reading. The ebook can be very useful, but you got to know the resources in order to do that. It'll also show you how to save the ebook as a PDF file if you need to read it offline for some reason. So if you wanted to print it out, read it offline, then watch that and see how to utilize that ebook. Storing data will help you to think about how to store the data if you're moving around from different areas. This is going to be something that'll help you out with the information. And of course, now we're getting into the actual accounting topics. So if you go from here down, we'll go into the accounting topics, and you can go through those and look at some information on the accounting topics. If you scroll down here from the discussion forum down, this is where you really want to check off that you have done the work. So you want to go through here. Much of the work will be in Connect. However, everything that you want to check off is going to be here. So when you want to say, have I completed everything for week 1? This is the page you want to be at. We are under week 1 here, and we're going to go from the discussion down. From the discussion down, that's the work that we need to complete for week 1 by Sunday, Sunday being the end of the week. So we have the discussion forum, we have the assignments, we have the homework, and we have the quizzes. You want to basically go through here and check them off as you go. You got to check off when you got the discussions done. You want to basically do the assignments. You got 2 of them here. One's in Connect, one's in Moodle Rooms. You want to basically check them off by the end of the week, by Sunday. You've got the homeworks. They're both in Connect, so you won't actually physically do them in here in Moodle Rooms. You will do them up here in Connect. However, you want to check them off in here because this is the list showing what needs to be done. And then we've got the quizzes down here, and the quiz once again will be in Connect. This is Moodle Rooms. Connect is up here in Mcgraw Hill Connect. However, you want to kind of check it off here because this is showing you everything that needs to be done. Remember, the advice that I give here will be that we want to pick up as much as full credit as possible in the discussions because they're worth 21% of the grade. You have the most control over those. Get full credit on that if at all possible. Get as much to full credit as possible on the assignments and the homework. There is a lot of work to do there. However, there's also a lot of resources to at least pick up a lot of the points on that. Then go into the quizzes, the midterm, and the final with as much a point total cushion as possible. So you can get a pretty good grade even if you do not do great on the quizzes, midterm, and final based on getting full credit on the discussion and as much of the points as possible on the homeworks and assignment as possible. So in order to do that, we're going to take a look at Moodle Rooms. The first thing is the discussion forums. These are the rules for the discussion forums up top. if we kind of distill those down to the basic rule is going to be you need at least 4 posts. You need more than 4 posts most of the time. Most students will need more than 4 posts because the discussion forums accumulate. They're graded a little bit differently than other types of assignments. You can't have a post that basically reduces your point total. So you can't really have a bad post that lowers your grade. A post cannot lower your grade. The grades accumulate upward. So that means that you could accumulate full credit with a minimum of 4 posts. However, if your posts are not great and you have a less than full credit post, then it's just going to take more than 4 posts in order to accumulate the number of posts you'll need to get full credit. Therefore, I recommend doing like 7 to 8 posts if at all possible. More is better than less. In order to get full credit on a post, what you want to do is add content to the post. So it should be adding content. You do not have to, you can answer the question, you can expand on the question, you can ask a new question as long as it's within the context of the information. I'm going to go in there and add a lot more information. So don't let that intimidate anyone, because the idea is that I want to give as much information as possible so that people could get the minimum of 4 posts, more than 4 posts if possible. So I'm going to add more questions. You don't have to answer the questions that I add to a particular thread, even if it's yours. You can answer questions that I ask to other people's threads. That's fine. You can post anything anywhere. Just remember that you're going to need a minimum of 4, and I would post like 7 or 8 in order to make sure to get this 21% related to the discussion forums. The assignments will be here. One's going to be in Connect. That's going to be up here. One's going to be in Moodle Rooms. This is Moodle Rooms. So the one in Connect is going to be up here. I'm going to go up to Connect, and this is going to be the assignment in Connect. Now, you might want to actually do the homeworks first, the way it's laid out here, and then the assignment, even though it's listed the other way in Moodle Rooms. But this is going to be the longer assignment in Connect. So this one, you want to make sure that you open up the paperclip, and that'll give you resources to help you out with this assignment. Watch the video on the Connect assignments to get more on this. But the general rule will be, if there's a paperclip in Connect, you do not need, those are not assignments for Connect. Those are just resources. This paperclip is not something that you need to turn in. It's not an assignment. But it will have something that will help you with this assignment. So in order to do this work, this is going to be the longer problem. You want to open up this paperclip. In this case, it'll have a Word document, which will have an instructional video. That instructional video will be very similar to this problem, and it'll show you step by step how to do this problem. So keep that in mind in working this one. I'm going to go back to Moodle Rooms. Once you complete that, then you want to check it off here in Moodle Rooms, even though you did it in Connect. This one is a Moodle Rooms assignment. So this one, what you want to do is actually click on it here. And notice if you click on it here, it's just going to say go to Connect. So you're not turning anything in here. I'm going to go back to the cookie trail up top. Here's the week we're in. I'm going to scroll all the way back down. It's up at top. I'm going to scroll back down to the Moodle Rooms problem. I'm going to go into the Moodle Rooms problem, week 1, assignment 1. And this one has a worksheet. So this one, you're going to open up this worksheet. This is an Excel worksheet. You want to open up the Excel worksheet. And what you're going to do is you're going to work this worksheet here. I'm going to enable the editing. So you want to do this. There's instructional videos up top. If you click on those, it'll show you step by step how to do these. These aren't that long. Notice there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these to do. So, but you do need to learn some Excel in order to do it. And you want to watch these videos to learn a little bit about Excel in order to do that. Once you're done with that, I'm going to close this and go back to Moodle Rooms. There'll be a submit button once the week has opened here, so that you want to select the submit button and you'll submit it here to Moodle Rooms. And you'll know it's in here because it'll have like a little green Excel icon that you've done it on. I'm going to go back to the cookie trail up top. Here's the cookie trail and scrolling down. So once you do that, then I would check it off here, say we've done that. Then the 2 homeworks, these are going to be in Connect. So I'm going to go back up to Connect up here. These are the 2 homeworks. They're going to be called Learnsmarts. These, there should only be about 25 to 35 questions, no more than that. You'll be able to see at the bottom of these that'll have 25 to 35. If you get the question right, then the question total at the bottom will go from, if it's 35, down to 34. You got to get 34 of them right in order to complete the assignment. If you get it wrong, that's okay. It'll give you the answer and it'll come back around in a different format. So there's no real pressure on it. However, there is a time constraint. Also note that these ones take a lot of bandwidth because they try to give you a lot of resources on it. So you do need a good internet connection to make this work. I do highly recommend watching the video on these Learnsmarts to learn how to navigate through them well. And once you get the hang of them, they shouldn't be too bad. They should be the easy thing, but they can take a lot of bandwidth. So make sure you're using the resources on those. Going back to Moodle Rooms, once you're done with those, you're going to check those off like this. And then you want to take the quiz. Make sure to take the quiz by Sunday. It is going to be in Connect. So you're going to go up to Connect here. Here's the quiz. So I think you have 4 hours to take the quiz. When you take the quiz, it's going to go back to Moodle Rooms. Have the book open, print out part of the book, have multiple worksheets open, have the Excel worksheets open as guides to help you out with journal entries and certain types of things. It's an online course, so you can use those types of resources. Make sure you have the time in order to work those out. Then check that off and see that you have that done. At the end of the week, Sunday, everything is due. So every week, everything is due Sunday. Then what I do is I'm going to put the grades into the gradebook. So your gradebook is over here on the left-hand side in Moodle. Now this is not going to be much good to you until the end of the week, until it's populated. So what's going to happen is, for example, in week 1, we have week 1 discussion forum, week 1 assignment for quizzes, week 1 assignment, week 1 homework. Those will not be populated in Moodle Rooms necessarily until after the close of the week, Sunday, and then I have until the end of Tuesday in order to populate this information. So what happens is, throughout the week, you want to go into Moodle Rooms, check off that you have done everything for week 1. Then by the end of, I try to get in there Monday, but by the end of Tuesday for sure, Tuesday night, you want to go into here and just check off and make sure that the grades that are input into Moodle Rooms, which is the final gradebook, reflect what you already know they should be by the fact that you've been checking them off as you go in Connect. So you go, I've done everything I need to do. The quizzes will grade automatically in Connect and whatnot, and then it should populate. I will then populate everything from Connect and everything in Moodle Rooms in the gradebook by Tuesday following the close of the week on Sunday, and then these dashes will then populate. So if you did all the discussion, you get full credit. This dash will turn into full credit. You'll get full credit here. And then the quiz is the same thing. Whatever you get on the quiz, you'll get an automatic feedback on Connect. That will then be input here in the quizzes, and that'll demonstrate here. And then the same will be for the assignments. The same will be for the homework. Anything that you did not pick up, then you can pick up late work for partial credit. So any zeros that you see here after that point in time, then go in there and pick them up if you can. The exception to the rule is usually the quizzes. Quizzes cannot generally be picked up. So even if you're not ready for the quiz, take the quiz. It's a multiple choice quiz. So even if you get like a 20%, that's far better than a 0. Any points are better than a 0. Don't get a 0 on the quizzes. Take them even if you're not ready for them. And remember that if you pick up all the other work, then you can have some quizzes that aren't as great as you hope and still be able to pull up the grade a lot. So keep that in mind. And that is it for week 1. So have a great week 1.